A very good evening to all the people who have joined the orientation session of Kalam Pragati. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for joining in this meet. And we are having 500 plus expected participants joining the live right now. So let's wait for a couple of time for the others to join in. And while others are joining in, I would like to also highlight that we have a chat section on the right side on this live. So if you have any queries, or if you want to know more about if you have any doubts regarding program, you can drop in your queries or questions, or if you have some inputs, you can leave your comments in the chat box on the right side. I'm just doing a quick check if you can hear me very clearly, and I hope you can see the presentation on your screens. You can see the session screen presented. If yes, I would like to receive yes from your end in the chat, please. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I can see the responses. Also would like to appreciate most of the students who have registered already for the Kalam Pragati program. I have seen a couple of ideas that you have put up in the Google form. There are some wonderful ideas on see optimization of traffic, optimization of say energy conservation projects, and also I was able to go through a couple of the project videos that you have shared as a response to this program. So I appreciate each one of you for your responses, and we wish to see you soon in the program that we would be initiating. So thank you very much for sharing your beautiful ideas, and we wish to see and we hope to see those ideas coming into light, creating an impact in the community. Okay, we are live with almost 30 plus people. Let's wait for a couple of minutes so that the other students do not miss out on the information. And we hope to see, some beautiful ideas that can be built at the end of this program that can create impact on people's lives. Very good evening to all in the chat. Anup Nag, Priya Kumari, Shivi Pandey, Abhijit Kumar. Thank you all for joining in. Hello, Mr. Abdul, Ritu Bandari. Thanks for joining in. We'll wait for a few more minutes and then we'll get started with the orientation session. Very good evening, Ms. Brijesh. Hello, Shreyas. Thank you for joining in. Also, if you can just quickly put in the chat from which college you guys are representing, uh, anything interesting that we would like to know about you, about your projects that you're working on. Would like to see some of those ideas here as well, while we have the crowd coming in. Okay, we have people from BNCET joining in, from Bansal Institute, from BN College. Okay, we have from GCR, from BBDU. Okay, RITM from Rameshwaram. Thank you very much. Thank you all the participants for joining in. For the ones who are just joining in, thank you for tuning into this orientation session of the Kalam Pragati program. And I'm sure that you have all already received you've gone through the posters of the program. But in today's orientation session, it is about to give you, this session is about giving you more information of what these courses are, how is this program designed, and what is in it in this course that is different from anything else out there, right? So, all right, so we are almost 7 minutes into the live stream. So I think it's good time to get started. So let's get started then without any ado. So welcome everyone to the orientation session on the Kalam Pragati program. So Kalam Pragati program is an initiative by the UP government in partnership with Abdul Kalam Technological University, along with HERA Foundation. This program is possible with the support that we have received from the Central Placement and Training Office of AKTU, along with the Center for Advanced Studies from AKTU as well. So, so this is an initiative that we have brought up mainly to skill the upcoming future generation who can create impact in the communities in and around us, right? So, Kalam Pragati is a skilling program that we have initiated, and really happy to see the overwhelming response that we have received from your end in terms of being a part of this program. So I would like to congratulate each one of you for taking that initiative, that step towards becoming skilled, competent workforce for the upcoming company talents that we would like to get empowered with. So, with that, I would like to just go through what we have in the Kalam Pragati program. So, as an initiative, we are running two programs in this Kalam Pragati. One is on innovation and design thinking, and the second course is on robotics. So, a quick highlights about what these courses, how do they look like? So, all of these courses, both innovation and design thinking, as well as robotics course, it's hands-on practical session-based courses, which means none of these sessions are happening online. These are all physical courses. We expect the students to come to the center, wherein you will be engaged by our facilitators who would guide you through the topics in this particular course, right? So it's a 10 sessions. Each course will have 10 sessions, which will be 3 hours of engagement once in a week. So you'll come to the center, which is located at the Kalam Pragati Center, which will be located in Abdul Kalam Technological University in Lucknow, in the Center for Advanced Studies building. So this will be a 3 hours engagement session once in a week. So you will be engaged for each session at the center in a physical space, wherein it will be a batch of 60 students who will be taking this program. And there will be different multiple batches, but one batch of 60 students who will be guided with the facilitators who will run this particular program for you, right? And as a part of the outcome of this course, each student will work as a team of 4 to 5 members, and you'll be building a project at the end of this particular course in both innovation design thinking as well as in the robotics program, right? So this is a quick highlight of what this program and how does this program look like. So these are 10 hands-on session, right? Physical sessions, lot of engagement based sessions, very less of theory. I would say only 10 to 15% of theory. The rest 80-85% is almost you working on tools, working on machines, equipments in terms of building projects, right? And each session is of 3 hours, which will happen at the AKTU Center for Advanced Studies. We will have a Kalam Pragati classroom wherein all these engagements will happen. And each of the student will work in a team of 4 to 5 members in terms of building a project which will address a real-time issue, and you'll be completing a prototype by the end of this particular course, right? So I would now like to introduce you to the first course, that is innovation and design thinking, right? So if you see the world around us and in our country, India, there is a lot of opportunities. So when I say opportunities, we have a lot of problems, right? It could be in environmental sector, healthcare, education, and it could be in, say, agri sector. So there are a lot of people, there are a lot of hungry stomachs to be fed with. With many people in our country, there is also many problems happening in and around us, right? So we as engineers would like to see these problems as opportunities and try to see, hey, what can we do as an engineer in terms of addressing these problems, right? So how can we think creatively in terms of trying to see, hey, can we think of some solution that can ease out? Let's say we can't eradicate the problem completely, but at least can it be better at least by 10 to 20%, right? So that's the approach with which we would like to see in the innovation and design thinking course. So this course is mostly more about trying to build skill sets of problem solving, creative thinking, critical thinking, and building a sense of empathy towards the community in and around you, right? So you would see traffic congestion. There is a lot of pollution in and around us. There could also be scenarios wherein there are not good school systems out there. So as engineers, can we think of solutions, both hardware as well as software, that can be desirable, feasible, viable in terms of the solution, and that can create an impact in people's life, right? So that's the overall gist of what we are trying to achieve in the innovation and design thinking course. So you will learn prototyping tools, you will learn design tools. We'll go step by step on each of these sessions, and at the end of this course, you'll be building a prototype that would address to a real-time problem. So let's see the 10 sessions that we have. So in the week 1, you will get introduced into design thinking with the paper prototyping. So this is more towards the software-based solution that you can think about. So you will understand how to see a problem and how quickly can you come up with application design, mainly in the wireframing stage. That's in week 2. Week 2, we will get into converting your wireframes into actual application mockups using Figma. Figma is a UI design tool in which you can turn your screens into working prototypes using Figma software. Coming to the week 3 in innovation and design thinking course, we are moving from software solutions to now how could we build hardware-based solution, for which you are learning one more tool that is called as Onshape. Onshape is a CAD modeling tool using which you can create 3D models in which you can later produce them using 3D printers, or even cut them into required shapes using laser cutting machines. So in week 3 and week 4, you will learn how to make 3D models. In the week 4, you will actually convert most of the 2D or simple 2D drawings into three-dimensional models. Up next in week 5, you will get a lot of work in terms of working with hand tools, power tools. You will learn how to build physical structures for the prototypes that you are trying to build in this particular program. Right? You will use power tools like jigsaws, drillers. You will use cutting saws, angle grinders. And from our previous experience, this has been the most engaging session for students, because many a times I'm not even sure how many of you have used a tool, especially girls. Have you used any jigsaw machine, or have you used a power tool to cut or a drill any wooden surfaces in terms of constructing some physical tangible object? So that's what we'll do in week 5 with hand tools and power tools. Moving into week 6, now it's time to get into electronics. So here we get started with basic electronics. At least we will be able to rig up circuitries using LEDs, wires, jumper wires, components like resistors, capacitors, transistors. You put them all together in making circuitries that can address a case study that we will be introducing in this particular session. So that's in week 6. So moving into week 7, we will introduce you to Arduino. So Arduino is a microcontroller that helps in programming various outputs that is required in terms of controlling motors, LEDs, or even sending information to another device. So we will learn basics of Arduino here. And in week 8, once we have gone through the prototyping tools, in week 8 we will introduce to design thinking and a design thinking challenge. Now this is where we will connect you to a couple of problem statement that we have picked in and around Lucknow, and we expect you to come up with ideas which you can build using the knowledge of the prototyping tools that you have learned in the previous weeks. So in week 9 and week 10, that's where all the ideas are brought into action. You will be working with tools, 3D printers, laser cutting machines, in terms of taking your ideas into making it into physical functional prototypes, right? This is where you will quickly try to evaluate by building these prototypes, go back to the community, validate if this solution works. Does it make sense, right? Does it require some modification? Right, so that's what you try to do in week 9 and week 10. So these 2 weeks are engaged in converting your ideas into workable prototypes. So that's with the 10th week coming to an end. We will have a demo day, which is where we will be exhibiting the prototypes that you have built over the tenure of this program, which will be visited by the stakeholders. Stakeholders are nothing but people who are in need of your solution. So if you are building something for the agri-tech sector, then we'll probably will get people from Krishi Vigyan Kendra, or we'll get farmers community head to come and evaluate or give feedback to your ideas and see how we can improve it. You will also have people from the startup ecosystem who can come and tell you more about how do you see from a business front about these ideas, right? Not every idea goes and gets a hit in the market, right? So how do you see ideas that can actually be converted into businesses? So we will also have startup founders who will come as jury to try to guide you in how you can improve these ideas further down the line. So that's the gist of the innovation and design thinking course. It's a 10 week, we have 10 interesting hands-on energetic sessions on building, learning different prototyping tools. So that's about innovation and design thinking course. Now, before we go ahead, I would like to know if you have any comments we would like to receive in the chat before we go to the robotics course. So if you have any queries or any questions in the topics that we just spoke about, you can add the queries in the chat here. So let's just take another 1 or 2 minutes to see if anyone has any questions or anything that they would like to know. Okay, cool. So we will proceed further. Okay, I have one question. So, which type of prototypes we have to build? So, these prototypes can be both physical as well, I mean, hardware based or software based solutions. More than me telling you what you have to build, it's about you trying to understand, hey, what is the problem out there, right? Who faces this problem? What are the existing solutions that are there, which is addressing this problem at hand? But why are those solutions not being implemented, or why people are not accepting those existing solutions? Are there any drawbacks or lacunae in the existing solution? And then can we think of a new way of approaching the problem with a different idea altogether, right? So you can work on hardware based solutions as well as software based solutions. So we don't want to restrict and say, oh, you have to work on a hardware based solution. But the idea is to introduce you to the world of prototyping, where you can learn different tools, so that again, there were many students who were asking, sir, I'm a computer science student, so what is the use for me learning 3D modeling, or what is in it for me to learn about electronics? Now if you see, the world we live in is not as it was earlier. Earlier, if you speak about a mechanical system, like the entire car would be totally made of a mechanical system. But nowadays every car is becoming intelligent, with electronics getting embedded into e vehicles or evs coming up, right? So it's not about just being good at only your respective departments or branches, but also having knowledge or interdisciplinary knowledge about other branches as well, right? So when you work in teams in companies, or even let's say when you get into working on a product development team, you will have to collaboratively work with the people from different disciplines. At that juncture, knowing at least basics of different tools in different domains plays a very crucial role, so that you can be a collaborative player along with the rest of the team members in the project, right? So thinking from the employability perspective, or even from the entrepreneurship perspective, knowing different tools or prototyping tools will be really helpful, at least to get connected with different domains, right? But if your interest is in one particular domain, I would highly suggest that you can work on a project, but make sure that it is also touch basing other domains as well, right? Okay, do we have any other question? Okay, if you want me to repeat, okay, we'll see. If we get some time, we will take you quickly on the other programs as well. Yeah, so we have a question, same question. We are from CSC. So, what is the use of cutter machine in my profession? So, as I mentioned, so let's say you would not literally kind of take a cutting machine into let's say application development office room. But let's say you are trying to work in an industry that is trying to say, let's say you're working for Bosch, right? Now, Bosch has a lot of hard tools and machines and equipments. Now they are also trying to do optimization using AI tools, right? Using AI parameters, how they could try to optimize the let's say workflow in industries. Now at that juncture, you will also have to have the domain knowledge. So domain knowledge plays an important role. So I hope I have addressed your question in some form. If not, definitely we can meet up, or you can drop us a message, and we'll be happy to take it separately. All right. So with that, let's move on to the next one, the second course on robotics. Okay, so the second course through the Kalam Pragati program is a course on robotics. Now, this is where we would like the students at the end of this course have the ability to understand different components of a robotic system, what are the different elements required in building a robot, right? Mostly navigational based robots. And then we will also have knowledge on how do you program a robot to do particular operations and functions. And at the end of this robotic course, there is a challenge arena. So you will have an arena for which you will have to perform a particular action, and that's how we are trying to see the demo day of this particular robotics course, right? So let's see what is in the robotics course in week 1 and week 2. This is all about getting brushed up with the initial basics required in understanding a robotic system. So you will have motor controls done using Arduino. In the second week, you will also have sensor integration and application development using Arduino for robotics applications. In week 3, we will be going through the fundamentals of Python programming, because this course you will be working with Raspberry Pi board. We will be working on Raspberry Pi 5 board with an 8 GB RAM. So the programming mostly is done on Python. So we will have fundamentals of Python programming that will be done in week 3. Moving to on week 4, you will have a quick introduction of what is Raspberry Pi, how do you install the OS, and how do you write a couple of commands using the command prompt in Pi OS, that is Raspbian OS. Moving into week 5, you will learn about the GPIO interface, input-output interface for Raspberry Pi. You will also connect a couple of sensors to understand how does communication happen using a Raspberry Pi board. And in week 6, you will be building a robot that will do navigation with the help of Raspberry Pi commands. And moving into week 7, you will have topics on OpenCV and NumPy. This is mainly to guide the robot in terms of doing image processing capabilities. And that's where in week 8, you will use computer vision and motion detection. So we will have a pathway created wherein the robot will be doing an edge detection. So it will detect the corners of the roads and then try to move away from the road or move away from the edges by doing edge detection using OpenCV. And in week 9 and week 10, this is where you'll be working as team in terms of trying to design your finale robot for the arena that will be putting up on the final project demo day. This is where you'll be, each team will compete as teams in terms of finishing a particular task, right? And what is that particular task? It's a surprise. Mostly you'll be getting it in week 8 on what you have to design the robots for, right? So that's where the program of robotics will come to an end, wherein you will have the knowledge of basic programming using Arduino. Later on, you will learn Python, and then you will go through input-output communications using Raspberry Pi, then heading into OpenCV for image processing. And in week 9 and week 10, you'll be building a robot that will navigate a particular roadway in terms of detecting edges and do an image processing operation to perform particular task. So that's what we do in the as an outcome of the robotics course. So before we go to the next slide, we would like to see if there is any other questions pertaining to the robotics course. Okay. I hope there aren't any questions. If there are, please drop them in the chat box. Right. So there are some questions coming in. When will it start? Right. So this program is scheduled to start from 28th of this month. That is on February 28th, which is a Friday. So we will have the official inauguration of the Kalam Pragati Skill Program, which will be held on the 28th of this month, that's on Friday, post which these sessions will be engaged on Friday and Saturday at the Kalam Pragati Center, which is located in Abdul Kalam Technological University campus. in the Center for Advanced Studies building, right? So this it's a 3-hour session which will happen for the 10 weeks, and each session is of 3 hours. So we have 4 batches that we are running. On Friday we have 2 batches, and on Saturday we have 2 batches, right? Morning batch and an afternoon batch, and on Saturday there is a morning batch and an afternoon batch. So every week you will come to the center and get engaged in this 3-hour interactive course on robotics as well as on innovation and design thinking. Yeah, all the components, everything that you have seen here will be provided by us. You need not get any components for this particular course. And if you are not aware, this program is not charged, which means it is a zero investment program right now, because it is coming at by the initiative from the university in terms of supporting students to make them skilled, right? So overall, there is a particular program cost which is borne by ERA Foundation as well as by the support of university. But right now, this is brought to you at a zero cost, which is free of cost, mainly to support students who are really passionate about creating an impact for the community, right? So you are not paying any money for this particular program, and no components or no materials. You need not get anything. You should come with only one thing, that is with the mindset to learn new things, with a mindset to adapt to new situations, with a mindset to collaboratively work with people from different domains, and with the mindset that I would like to explore other fields and not just be stuck to electronics or communication engineering, or not just be stuck with computer science engineering, right? So that's the only requirement. Come with a mindset to learn. Okay, the robotics one and design innovation one both can be joined at a time by a student, or only one can be joined. Okay, we suggest we are made it in such a way that there is a lot of learning that you will also have to do after going back, right? So you can choose either robotics course or the innovation and design thinking course. So not recommended to take both of it, as you would not be having enough time to grasp all this information and practice it as well, right? It's not only about learning it, you will also have to practice it once you go back from the centers in on these tools, so that you get efficient at using them. Okay, so moving ahead, I hope I have addressed most of your queries. So moving ahead, so how does the daily session flow look like? So every day, as you come in, there is an engagement session. We will also have assignments which you will have to complete and submit, because that's how we will get. It's not to evaluate you whether you are doing it or not. It's for us to know how much are you understanding on what we are teaching you or what you are going through in this particular course. There will be design challenge hours, which means for every topic there will be small design challenges that we will give you so that you complete it within the session engagement. And then we will provide you to with an access to LMS. So we have a learning management system. So it's like a portal wherein you can go through the courses content. We will put the problem statements that we have scouted in your region, and each of you can submit your assignments or your submission or your project work in this particular portal, and you'll get access to the contents for you to refer to, so that you can practice these tools even beyond the center availability, right? So there will be learning material platform wherein you will all get enrolled, and at the end we will have a couple of feedbacks collected from all the students, and there will be a daily journal or a weekly journal which you will write to know what is that you have learned at the end of this particular session. Okay, so now why should you join this particular course, right? Now this course is not that we are introducing it for the first time. We have tried and tested these courses for almost 2+ years from the state of Karnataka. So Era Foundation, we have been running this courses successfully in Karnataka for almost 24,000 plus students, and 18,000 of them have gone through these particular courses, and we have built almost 700 plus projects which are of social impact. We have been running this across 10 regions in Karnataka through our innovation hubs, supported from Era Foundation, right? So this is not something new. It is something that has been tried, tested, and we have seen results. Now, what sort of results that we have seen, right? So students who have gone through this particular program have built their capability in terms of building solutions, right? Now, how will that help you, right? So I saw some of you asking questions on, oh, will it help me in getting an internship? Will it help me in getting a placements? Now, the first thing that any company or any even a startup or a company would like to see, hey, what is that you know apart from academics, right? Academics definitely is required as a foundation for you to grasp information, right? But beyond your academics, have you worked on some projects, right? Have you built something? Have you created something, right? So these courses will first set your foundations in adapting to prototyping tools, in adapting to robotics, in the area of robotics, so that you can get started building projects, right? Now, how will that help in getting an internship? So if we have a portfolio of projects, right? Portfolio is nothing but just like your resume. You have a document in which you have highlighted all the different projects that you have worked on, you have experimented, you have built it on your own, trying to learn a particular topic, right? Those kind of indicate that, hey, I'm a kid who is different from the rest of the crowd, right? I have put my time, energy in terms of learning these topics, right? I have also worked on trying to see, hey, how I could modify this particular project, right? So those are the abilities that even companies or startups or even for your internships, people tend to see beyond your resume. They would like to see what have you worked on, right? What is something interesting? What mistakes have you done in terms of building projects, right? What did you learn from those mistakes, right? So those capabilities get built when you know these different tools, and you can build some projects by using these tools. So that's the first thing. Second thing, once you're in an internship, right? Let's say you have got an internship and you have to address, again, when it comes to internship, you will have to work on teams, right? When I say internships, I'm saying real hardcore internships wherein you have to physically go to a space, say a company or a factory, and work along with the teams over there and do a genuine internship, right? Not an internship sitting at home and trying to do something, right? So when you have to do that, your creative thinking skills, critical thinking skill, communication skill, the way you talk to people, right, makes a huge difference, right? And all those capabilities get built in this particular program. We have seen students who have become confident in addressing crowd, right? I'm sure that if I ask someone to come front and talk, we can see a couple of hands raised. So how do you build those confidence in addressing large gatherings or talking to people confidently, right? I don't say you have to specifically be confident in English. You can also speak in Hindi, but how confident are you to communicate to the crowd, right? It's important that do they understand? समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है, right? So the conversation becomes important, right? So these are the skill sets that the students have gained from the courses that we have run, and we have seen students who have got good internships because of the projects that they have worked on in the early engineering years, right? Now, along with this, what else do we have in the plate for the students, right? So, since the center is there at AKTU, we also will be running a couple of workshops. We will also run industry student engagements called as Tech Ties at the center, wherein we'll get startup founders, we'll get CEOs from different organizations to interact with students to address, hey, what is that companies look forward to, and the students can say, hey, this is what we don't know, right? How do I cope up with understanding these concepts, right? So It's a casual space for discussion with the academia students body specifically, along with the industries. We also will have fireside chats, wherein we'll get say developers. We will also get grassroots innovators who have built solutions for real time problems to engage with you, so that can motivate you to do much more better, much more impactful projects in the upcoming days, right? So these are a couple of programs that is also planned in the duration of this course, right? Now, how does it look like? This is what your course, in a kind of a mood board, it might look like. You'll be going, talking to community people. So these are all the images of how students have interacted with the community out there, right? It's not that I will sit inside a four wall to think about the problem. I will have to go out, meet people, understand problem from their perspective, right? I will not make assumption, oh, this is a problem, right? So this is the way of engagement that we are expecting in this particular program to be done. And these are the kind of prototypes which students have built along with the stakeholders support. There is a oil dispensing project. There is a coral reef detection using underwater rover. Some girls team have worked on massager belt for painful periods called as dysmenorrhea. There is another girls team that worked on incinerators for sanitary pads and many more, right? So once you know these tools, right, then the possibility is unimaginable. You can think of various and different kinds of projects that you can build, right? Now, what are the other outcomes that we see, right? So I'm sure that you know about IITs and NITs, and a lot of these IIT and NITs organize events, competitions, right? Now, these are all the examples of students who have gone through these courses, who have built their capabilities in making prototypes, who were able to take part in technical competitions. And most of them were students from their first year of engineering, who have taken part, build their confidence in creating prototypes, and then they have took part in events in IITs. They have won in Caterpillar Challenge in IIT Madras, and many more. They have also took part in hackathons. So all of these experiences, right, yeah, is what makes you to have an overall learning along with your engineering studies that you do, right? So it's not just about knowing technology, it's also about having that passion to go and network with people, passion to learn from others, right? And also to give back to the community in terms of the solution that you can build, right? So, with that, I hope you have got clarity on the two programs that we are running as a part of the Kalam Pragati initiative. And I'm really thankful for all the participants for joining it. But before you all leave in, I would like to know if you have any queries or any questions. We would like to see any questions in the chat. So is there any criteria for student selections, or anyone can apply? So we have shared I'm sure if you are here, you have definitely come from the registration. Your data is definitely coming from the registration form. However, if you have not registered yet, if you have not submitted your responses in the Google form, we would request you to please resubmit your response. If you have already done it, please don't repeat it once again, right? If you have already done it, let's not have multiple data pushing in. But if you haven't, if you have not filled any response form, please, you can do that. So there is some criteria in which we will be selecting students. But however, as I said, it's the mindset for we are trying to see students with an open mindset to come and build solutions for greater impact. Okay. Any other questions that we have? How students will be selected and by what we will know about the selection? Okay, so regarding the student selection, we will communicate it to your college, to your institution SPOCs. So probably by the next week, you will get the details of the students who have selected for this program. Uh, but don't be much worried about that. And I'm sure if you have put your heart and soul in submitting the form and giving us more insights on what you're actually trying to, why you want to be a part of this program, I'm sure that you'll get selected in this program. Do we need to travel to AKTU or thing will be online? No, this is not an online course. This is a physical course. It will all happen at the AKTU center. The students have to come to the center on a weekly basis, once in a week. Right now, the dates are on Friday and Saturday every week. Each batch will have either on a Friday or on a Saturday for 3 hours of engagement, and it will run for 10 weeks. And on the end of the 10th week, you will have a demo or a project expo day. So regarding will it go along with your exams? So as per what communications we have received, we will have students who are not having exams during this period who will be taking up this particular course. As per the information that we have, is that mostly the third year engineering students who do not have exams right now will be a part of this particular course. Right. So someone has asking for the link. So let me just share you the registration link. If in case you have not filled it, only then please to fill it. Else, do not please fill repetition. Okay, I am adding the link to the registration form here in the chat box. So if you have already filled it, please do not fill it once again. If you have not, then you can please click on the link and submit your response. Okay, so so first of all, I would like to thank all of you for joining in today. I hope you had a good time knowing about the Kalam Pragati initiative and the two courses on innovation and design thinking, as well as on robotics. And we hope to see not probably not all of you, but most of you in the program getting engaged. And we wish to build some impact solutions along with you, working besides you in creating these technological solutions for the community. So thank you everyone for joining, and you have been a wonderful audience. Though I can't hear the claps and sounds, but I'm sure that this session will make you think about building projects, at least getting started with building projects. Right. So thank you everyone. And if you have any queries, if you want to know more, you can uh, drop a message to us in this number. Yeah. So preferably, please drop a WhatsApp message, so it would be easy for us to communicate back to you. So if you have any queries, please drop a message. Yeah. So have a great evening, people. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining in, and hope to see you soon. Signing off, Gautam Nayak from Era Foundation. Thank you very much.